Hi guys, and welcome back to another Shore video review. Today we're going to be quickly looking through the Seaskins range of wetsuits, and in particular in this video, the Seaskins hot wired suit. So now the hot wired sits at the top of the Seaskins tree, so this is the best quality wetsuit they can produce. As a lot of you guys know, Seaskins are a European-based wetsuit brand, pretty much the only one out there, and that means their sole focus is on delivering wetsuits for the coldest conditions, especially like we have here in the UK. So the hot wired for this season has had a lot of changes, so make sure you're looking at the 2019-20 suit when you're shopping around. And really, we think for the offering of what it's giving you, which is pretty much the best technology out there, it's offering a fantastic package for that super warm wetsuit. So let's dive in and have a look. So the biggest change on this year's Seaskins top of the range suits is the Diamond Flex neoprene. So now this is available in some of the lowest suits like the wired and the rewired, but in the hot wired it runs all the way through the suit. And now Diamond Flex, if you look closely at the neoprene, you're going to see it almost has sort of like a snake skin diamond pattern actually cut into the nylon of the neoprene. What this gives you is super flex. So if you imagine you've got the neoprene that runs as the core of the product, and then over the top of that you put this nylon material, and as you'll see here, that nylon material has had sort of almost threads taken out of it. And what that gets you is super stretch. You know, this is a 5'4", and I'm getting so much flexibility off that. It really does add a lot to the suit. And certainly when you're in the water, you're going to feel that flexibility, especially when you're paddling or you've been out there on those coldest days. Some other brands have something similar, and really it's all following in that ilk of just that performance flex neoprene at this top end. It's also worth noting at this point, all Seaskins wetsuits use limestone-based neoprene, so the green credentials are there as well. And throughout the inside, they're using the Aquashore glue, which seems to be a lot of brands are doing at the moment. Again, trying to up their green credentials on the suits a little bit there. So as we run through the outside of the hot wired, they are all going to be 5'4", so the chest zip one comes in a 5'4", or you can get a 6'5" hooded version for those coldest days. Nice little feature on the hooded is it has a single lined hood as well, so if you're really in those coldest conditions, you've got a single lined hood there with their dry knit 2 fabric. Really going to be the top suit for the coldest days. Now on the outside of the suit, they are all chest zip, as we've spoken about before. As a lot of you guys will know, when you're looking at price points, a suit at this sort of price point, the chest zip is pretty much common, and all the top brands are doing it. What makes Seaskins a little bit different is their iris closure system. The way this works is if you imagine that this panel here, so this panel I'm touching here and this panel here are almost actually the same piece of neoprene. So when you climb into the suit, pretty much from here all the way around is going to be one piece of neoprene. Now that's going to give you the best possible seal and at the same time the most flexibility. And what then Seaskins do to put the zip on is they actually stitch the zip, so this whole zip section you're seeing run around here gets stitched over the top of that neoprene. So really you're going to end up with the best possible seal and at the same time the best level of flexibility across. Other brands, they stitch into the neoprene, so all of a sudden you've got a stitch running across your shoulder. This gives you that full iris closure all the way around to the top of your body, and keeping that cold water out. Now as we move through the suit a little bit more, in terms of the seam technology, Seaskins have gone with a power seam or a super seam weld on the outside of the suit. Now again, a lot of the this sort of price point suit, a lot of the brands sort of offer this material. It's the thin glue that runs all the way through the outside of the suit, and really offers the best in terms of performance. So you're getting the most flex as well as longevity. So this stuff lasts super long, and we've certainly found that the performance it gives outweighs anything else previously, and that's why it's on this sort of Seaskins top end suit, and designed for those coldest conditions. To keep going through the suit a little bit more, you'll notice something else that's very different and no one else seems to be doing, and it's great that Seaskins are really pushing the barrier here. This is called liquid skin. So liquid skin is printed onto the neoprene. Benefit of this is that you can have one massive panel that runs all the way through the suit, so that gives you the flexibility, and at the same time you're still getting the same performance characteristics of a standard single line piece of neoprene like this, but with those flexibility benefits. This material, which you'll see on a lot of the lower price suits, is great and it certainly keeps the wind off, but the problem you're going to have is that it doesn't flex as well, and it is quite delicate. So if you're going to be using the suit a lot, like you probably are in a suit of that sort of caliber, this material probably isn't that suitable. And that's why Seaskins have gone for this liquid skin technology, that basically they print it on, and it means that you get super amounts of flexibility, so the suit's going to move with you. And also when you're on the board, we had a test one when they were figuring out if they were going to use the system, it really grips you to the board that little bit more. Strange thing, but when you're paddling, yeah, we just found that it gave you that little bit more grip. grip on your chest as you're trying to paddle through. 5.4, as I said, so this means it's got the 5mm panel all the way through, and then 4mm on the arms and on the legs, and then a little clincher there as well on the outside. So now coming to the inside of the suit. The suit is filled with Seaskin's Dry Knit 2 technology, so this is an example of that. Pretty much like most of the other linings out there, this is super fast drying, super insulating. So obviously that whole thing about air being a lot better insulated than water, so you want to get that water away from your body and the air getting in there. And the Dry Knit 2 with this sort of honeycomb design really does give you that warmth factor, and it's sort of what you'd expect at this sort of top end, top warmth level suit. Finally, on all the internal seams, so not only have Seaskins gone with the power seam on the outside, but on the inside of the suit, you're going to see that it is fully taped throughout. So that means you've got the power seam on the outside, the best possible seam on the outside, and then on the inside, you've got this taping that runs all the way through the suit. Again, giving you that longevity, the stretch, but at the same time, keeping that cold water out. A few other nice little features on the hot wired. We've got the cuffs, so when you're putting your glove on, going to get that really nice seal there, and you've got a really nice soft neck that runs all the way around, just to keep everything going in there. Really what you'd expect from this sort of top of range suit. This is going to be comparable, if not better, to the likes of the Rip Curl Flash Bomb or even the O'Neill Psychotech Plus range, and it's really Seaskin's best effort at trying to push that trying to push the wetsuit game forward, really. And yeah, we're pretty excited about it. Obviously, it isn't the cheapest suit, but you're getting a lot of features at this sort of level. If you want the Seaskins brand and maybe don't need as much, you can look at the Wired, which knocks off a few of the more expensive things, but you're still getting a really good quality suit there. Probably the next thing on this suit is sizing. Now, it's always important to get a really good fitting suit, especially when you're at this sort of price point. So if you jump onto short.co.uk, we have a full size guide there, so you can pick the size you're after, as well as a size fit video. So it's really important, if you watch that through, you'll get an understanding of what makes a good fitting suit, how you can tell when you get it home if it works for you, and all things like that. Finally, if you can make it down to our store, we have a shop based south of London with probably about 300-400 wetsuits in stock, including the entire Seaskins range. So you can pop down and you can try them on and get fitted up properly, because when you're spending this sort of money, you're going to want a suit that fits. So definitely suggest, if you can make it down to our store, it's great to come across. Yep, so that's the Seaskins Hot Wired. Check out our other videos for the rest of the range or the range rundown. And yeah, it's available now here at Shore.